So Gasant, if you're ready, over to you, please.
Thank you, Professor Fielding. I'm just going to share my screen for a second.
Looking very handsome and fancy there, Mr. Abarder.
I feel like I lied in my profile picture because I still had hair when I sent that. But everybody can see my screen, eh?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so today
Yes, we can, and we can hear you loud and clear.
Great. So today I'm going to be talking about positioning academics and scholars in the public domain and explain why that's important. So first of all, I come from a department, service department in the university. That's part of the rectorate's line, and it's called institutional advancement. And our job is to position UWC in the public domain to enhance its standing and reputation, but to also leverage that reputation to build ties with donors, alumni, the public, students, and other stakeholders. So our activities are aligned to the institutional operating plan, and those activities relate to donor relations, alumni relations, events, and then the part that I'm responsible for as the media marketing and communication manager. And we operate very much in a virtuous cycle and leverage our roles off each other. So there's a familiar face. How do we position UWC? We were at the forefront of using our academic endeavor and our research in the global fight against COVID-19. Since March 2020, academics and scholars have been quoted extensively and have contributed to international discourse in thought leadership pieces. Our team has facilitated media engagements on multiple platforms, including TV, radio, online, and print. And the value of that publicity has amounted to tens of millions of rands in publicity for the university. So I want to, because we've got very little time, I want to talk about a case study that we did recently called Vax Facts. And as there's been hesitancy with the vaccination, there was hesitancy about the series as well. So this was a series that we partnered with IOL as a university. And why did we do it? So one of the motivations was the public discourse between the so-called pro and anti-vaccine groups was reaching fever pitch in this country, but also elsewhere. The challenges for us, the twin challenges, was to position UWC as an engaged learning and teaching institution, but also being sensitive to allow the public to make an informed choice without seeming to influence that decision. How did we do it? We forged a partnership with news publisher IOL, and the collaboration was called Vax Facts. IOL has millions of members of the public as its audience from all walks of life, and UWC has the credible academics, researchers, and scholars fighting the global pandemic. It's information about the vaccine that's based on science and grounded in fact. And that's just an illustration there of what the series looked like on IOL. And these are some of the myths that we addressed about the vaccine. And some of these were very real questions that we encountered at our vaccination center in the main hall. So is the side effects of the vaccine life-threatening? And it's addressed there by Prof. Fielding. Another one was the vaccine contains a microchip or a barcode, and we dispelled that myth as well. Another question that was asked was the COVID-19 vaccine, will it alter my DNA? So what were the outcomes of some of this? So we had a consecutive 10-day feature on IOL and the UWC website, and we provided those daily myth-buster infographics to help with some of the misinformation, fake news, and disinformation out there. We positioned UWC's engagement in the fight against COVID-19 as thought leadership, and we made the scholarship of engagement accessible to a non-academic audience. Were we successful? Well, the outcome of this was that we reached 69 million users on both the IOL and the UWC platforms. And in terms of positioning, the broader coverage of UWC's COVID-19 efforts was recognized by the Times Higher Education World University Rankings 2022 for the difference it is making in the global impact. And what that illustrates for us is that UWC is an engaged university with international relevance, and it is on the pulse of what's going on in the rest of the world, and thereby showcasing the work of both of our academics and our researchers and our scholars. So the call to action for me today is often, I've deliberately put a picture of our team. We're a crazy bunch, but we're a small team, a lot smaller than some of the more established universities. And it's important that we work to a strategy, an integrated marketing and communication strategy, and that dictates our workflows. So we want you to help you elevate not only your personal brand, but also UWC's reputation. And I want to end at that. I know that we don't have a lot of time, but I thought that people can pose questions in terms of where to find us and how can we assist with making your academic endeavor putting it front and center.
Gasant, thank you so much. And once again, the modesty from you when you speak is amazing. You and your team have done an amazing job, and from research office as well. Thank you very much for working so closely with the faculties and from research office. I'm sure there will be questions as well. How do you get over 10 days, 69 million in potential engagements? Amazing. So thank you.